Hi, my name is Nima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about Judge Rata Mokgwatleng. He is in the center of the entire chaos of the Senzo Meyiwa Meda trial. That's what we'll talk about in this video because all men be making us say things that normally we do not have to say. Okay. There is something very dangerous happening in this trial of Senzo Meyiwa's murder, not outside the courtroom, inside it. Because in criminal cases, the judge is supposed to be invisible, neutral, controlled, unshakable. But in this trial of Senzo Meyiwa murder, mm, where I, the judge has become part of the story. Let's slowly talk about this. Let's put it down. Let's break it down. Okay, because this is not just about personality. It's about fair trial rights in law. Lady Justice is very sitting there in our constitution. Okay, Republic of South Africa's constitution. Okay, the judge is the referee, not the striker, not the defender. We understand that Judge Rata is a former football player, but when it comes to the courtroom, he's not supposed to be any part, play any part like that, not a striker, not a defender, but be the referee. That's what he's supposed to be there. But what happens when the referee starts stepping into the game? What happens? Now, there is a lot Judge Rota has done when it comes to the 3 years that he has been, 3.5 years that he has been presiding of the Senzo Meyiwa murder. Now, this is where everything shifts. Judge Rata Mokgwatleng made racially charged remarks in open court, statements that triggered parliamentary concern, legal community backlash, public outrage. And here's the key moment. He had to apologize. He was forced by that backlash to apologize because he was the point of discussion everywhere, right? Let that sink in. A sitting high court judge apologizing for courtroom conduct in a live murder trial. That's him. Did that stop him? Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Because what the hell? What the hell, Sanalam? Did that stop him? Did it? Did it help? Did it help him in any way, shape, or form? Or the red flags are very high right now. It's the big flag. They are higher than South Africa's flag anywhere in the world, even in our own country. Okay. Now, this is not just bad optics from his side. It raises a serious legal question. Can a judge who makes controversial remarks still be perceived as impartial? Because in law, justice must not only be done, it must be seen to be done. Now, he created a pattern that no one can say, I don't see it. We can't unsee the pattern that he has there. He has threads. There are threads of it, okay? Now, here is where it gets uncomfortable. This wasn't a once-off thing. Remarks about lawyers, visible frustration in court, tension with legal teams. This creates what lawyers call a pattern of conduct. And in a high-profile case like this, patterns are dangerous because one mistake can be forgiven, but a pattern that becomes a legal argument. There is a phrase in law, a judge must not descend into the arena. What does that mean? It means don't become part of the fight. Don't argue like a lawyer. Don't influence the narrative. Because the moment a judge appears to question like a prosecutor, assist one side, over explain evidence, the balance of the trial starts to shake. This is everything that happens when it comes to Judge Rata in that courtroom. This, what they say, it becomes like, they say, don't become part of the fight. He becomes part of the fight. Don't argue like a lawyer. He argues like a lawyer. Don't influence the narrative. He influences the narrative. Because the moment the judge appears to question like a prosecutor, that's what he does. Many are times than we care to count where he became a prosecutor while Baloyi was in that courtroom. Assist one side, he assists Baloyi all the damn time. Over explain evidence, that's what he does. Everything that has been counted here, the do's and the don'ts, he has done them. especially the dons, actually. Now, here is the twist when it comes to all of this. Now, listen carefully, because this is where the story becomes complex. Judge Ratamu Kgatleng has also blocked certain evidence, ruled against the state at times, yes, protected IQ's rights in key rulings, meaning he's not he is not consistently on one side per se, but most of the time he is on Baloyi's side, the state side. And that's what makes this case exclusive, that most of the time. Because now the question is no longer, is he biased? It becomes, does his conduct create reasonable doubt about fairness? It does. He has so many times than we care to count where he has become unfair. Now, the real danger when it comes to that is, here is the part nobody is talking about enough. In this case, if this case ends in conviction, these issues don't disappear. They come back in appeals, in legal challenges, in arguments that say the trial was not fair, of which it wasn't. And if an appeal court agrees, years of proceedings could collapse. And that's what we are looking forward to. If he decides to force his self while Lady Justice forces him to do right. This is no longer just a murder trial. It's a test of the system itself, because when the investigation is questioned, the evidence is challenged, and the judge becomes controversial, the entire case enters dangerous territory. And Judge Retta has become a controversial judge. He is a controversial judge of note, and no one can tell me otherwise. If I am lying that Judge Retta is a controversial judge, put your comment there and explain yourself why you say that I'm lying, because now I already gave you all my reasons why I feel that Judge Ratamu Kgatleng is a controversial judge. He is, to me. Very controversial, that one. Very controversial, that man. I don't care who says what. Judge Ratamu Kgatleng is very controversial. He has no manners. He has no regard for other people. He on everything, he makes it about himself. Even when people are busy with evidence, like, was it Friday or Thursday when he made the ruling, and Ubalo came back after lunch and deflected that entire ruling and started doing other things and explaining. We were shocked. He did nothing. Instead of asking, what are you doing, Mr. Baloyi? He started making everything to be about him, lying in the process. That's the other thing about him. He's an old man that can lie in that courtroom. I remember Mnisi telling him, I do not remember Danzi calling you any of those things that you said, but now you are saying those things. Kanjani? He could not answer. You see? So there's a lot of things that are happening in that courtroom that are questionable, that makes him a biased judge. He is biased. We can't, most of the time, you can count the times where he stands with the defense. When he said Ntanzi's recording must not be played, when he said Baloyi can't use the confession against accused number 3, when, like, there's the also during the case of accused number 1, it was the same. So it's always, do you understand? But most of the time he misapplies even the law in that courtroom. We are not lawyers, but we read. Oh, we read. Whenever they say section what, we go and check it out, and we're like, but that's not how you were supposed to deal with that situation. So, for instance, he's a judge who sat there and listened to Gwabini saying there was arrest, and there were records of his arrest, and Gininda said nothing. And Richard Rata did nothing about that up to so far. He has done nothing about that, and we are expected to accept that. No, Richard Rata is a... Tell me in the comment section, what are your thoughts about him? Is he a player? Is he playing people? Which side is he playing, the defense of the state? Or we will find out, all of us, when he gives his judgment. What's going on? Is he going to surprise all of us? Because most of the defense people believe that Judge Rata is going to sentence the guys. The state also believes Judge Rata is going to sentence the guys. So does that mean all of us are going to be shocked? Oh, he did not sentence them. Both sides are going to feel like, oh, he did not sentence them. Is that what is this going to become? What are your thoughts? I want to hear from you. Let's talk with comment section. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Please make sure you do not forget to like, to share, to comment, and most importantly, please make sure you are subscribed on the channel. Please make sure you are watching the videos up until the end, and you are watching the ads that are coming through. When you are doing that, you'll be supporting this channel financially and in numbers. Thank you so much. Do enjoy your day. Bye-bye.